My grandfather accidentally cooked a dead soldier during World War II. My grandfather once told me a story from World War II that he said he never forgot for the rest of his life. His unit was moving through eastern France during the winter, and one night it got so cold they had to find shelter or they were going to freeze. They came across an old stone farmhouse that had been hit by artillery. Parts of the building were destroyed, but a few rooms were still standing, so they decided to stay there for the night. They stayed completely in the dark so they wouldn't give away their position to any nearby German soldiers. Inside the main room, they found a cast-iron potbelly stove. Their squad leader had a couple of the guys light a fire so they wouldn't freeze, but he ordered them to keep the door closed so no light would escape. The room slowly warmed up, and most of the soldiers fell asleep on the floor. A few hours before sunrise, they all woke up because of a horrible smell. My grandfather said it was one of the worst things he had ever smelled in his entire life. They sat there quietly in the dark, trying to figure out where it was coming from. Finally, the squad leader lit a small candle. Behind the potbelly stove, they found a dead German soldier. He had apparently crawled behind the stove for protection when the farmhouse was hit by artillery and died there. When they lit the fire earlier, his body had been cooking against the back of the stove the entire night. A few of the soldiers dragged the body outside, and then they all went back to sleep. But when morning came and the sun started lighting up the farmhouse, they realized something much worse. The entire farmhouse was full of dead German soldiers. One of the guys in his unit had even moved what he thought was a rock to make a place to sleep, but it turned out to be a human head. They had walked through the entire house in the dark, surrounded by bodies, and didn't even know it. Before they left, my grandfather took a German trench knife off one of the soldiers. About a year before he died, he gave me that knife and told me this story.